Head coach Herm Edwards is joining us. Thank you for the time, Coach. We'll skip an opening statement, go straight to questions, starting with Christian.
Yeah, Coach, you mentioned a couple weeks ago, obviously, with the 3 games in a row canceled, how you'd sort of be trying to get some more younger guys in there. And we saw it today with Daniel, obviously, a lot of young receivers in the game. What are you sort of seeing as far as dividends from the last recruiting class, and what do you see as some of your things you can do in this signing period to take it to an even another level?
Well, we're hoping we can continue to bring in talented players. I mean, that's the key to it all. You're only as good as the players you have on the field as a coach. I think at every level, you know that. It's kind of one of those games, though, when you think about receivers, we only threw the ball 12 times. So even though those young guys might have got in the game, the ball wasn't flying all over the yard. I mean, 12 passes, basically, for the most part. We were able to establish our running game. Runners were the key focus for us going into this game. And they all got a shot at running the ball. And that was good. That was good to see.
Tressa.
Hey, Coach, congratulations on the win. I'm just curious, in your long history of tenured football games, where does this one kind of rank in terms of excitement and just productivity?
Well, I think the excitement for me is after winning that game, regardless of what the score turned out to be, I was happy for our coaching staff and players. What they've gone through in the last year, you can't even, you have no idea. Can't even imagine. And there's no playbook for it. And I was just happy to finally see these guys win a football game. Because the last time we won a game was December 27th. But that was in the bowl.
Paul.
Coach, two things. One, usually this game is the icing on the cake game for the regular season. This year, it's the jump-off game, your first victory. Is there a different feeling in that? And then for the players like Chase Lucas, who's never lost to U of A in his Territorial Cup, what do you think that means to those seniors?
Well, I think seniors especially, I think the freshmen didn't realize it, but they got a history lesson this week. Former players, whether he's speaking in person or over Zoom, obviously. We talked about the history of this, and I wanted our freshman guys to realize that this is huge. This is a big game, bigger than they can imagine. They don't really realize that until their husbands and fathers, and they sit around the fireplace and they'll be talking about, ASU versus Arizona. So I think it was one that we wanted to give them some history of what it was about. And for a freshman to come in here and win their first game as a college football player and this game, that'll go down as a mark of history for them as well.
Michael.
Coach, I know the one touchdown got called back, the pass to Jaden. How long was he lobbying for that play call from Coach Hill?
It's been in the repertoire. When they called it, I was kind of standing over there going, "Really? No." The trickery stuff. I'm not a big trickery guy. I didn't want anybody to get hurt, and lo and behold, we got a guy downfield. So it got called back. They should have listened to me. Should have saved it.
Adam.
Hey, Coach. One of the things that the other members of the coaching staff really stressed was that kind of mentality of don't let up. And obviously you score a lot of points in the first opening minutes, and then it just progresses. But what were you kind of telling the guys on the sideline throughout that first half, just trying to hold on to that lead and not really give in or get too comfortable?
Just don't relax. I was visiting with Marvin on the headsets because he's up in the box. When it got to 42, I believe it was, first half, I was talking to Marvin and said, I don't know what to do. I'm scared to death. I said, because I know how this game has turned out, and sometimes what happens. And I said, this was the hardest I've ever coached on the sideline since I've been here, when we had that lead. And it was really telling players, do not get comfortable. We have to finish the game. It's not over. And I walked up and down that sideline. And if I saw a guy smiling, they couldn't even smile. I didn't want him to smile. I didn't want him just no, don't even go there. Just don't do that. I saw that when we played SC. I saw it in the fourth quarter. We kind of just like, and I wanted to make sure they understood we cannot allow that to happen.
Doug.
Herm, DJ Taylor's opening kickoff, he was almost out of bounds when he caught the ball. What are the rules with him regarding when he can return?
The rules are real simple. We actually put him back there at 8 yards deep. We tell him if you can catch it 8 yards deep and you're going forward, come on, go. That's his rule. That's the rule. It's like, hey, 8 yards deep. Now don't go backwards because you step out. If you catch it going forward, come on, you go run with it. And I know Marvin was up in the box, and Marvin said, "What is he doing?" And then he ran to the middle, and when he went to the right, I said, "Marvin, he's about to score a touchdown." And he says, "No." I said, "Yeah, watch." And he just, once he got to the sideline, his name, I'll catch this guy. That guy's really, he's like fast, like real fast.
Jesse.
Coach, just after what everybody's been through and what you personally have been through this year, can you just describe the emotions of getting this win?
It was a relief. I felt for the coaching staff, and I felt for our players. And that's what you do when you're the head coach. You take on the burden of all that. You really do, and you understand that. You understand that what people are going through with this deal, and we started and we had to stop. And it's just, of keeping guys engaged in it and keeping coaches upbeat when you go play one game and you wait so long to play that first game, and then you have to wait 3 weeks again before you play another one. Just the ups and downs of this thing it's been something that I'm not familiar with. I don't think anyone's familiar with. You folks either. I'm used to seeing you folks, in person having this conversation. I haven't seen you folks in person for I don't know how long now. I see you guys on the screen, and it's what we have to do to protect each other. But I'm hoping this thing comes to an end sooner than later.
Jacob.
What was it like to see Jackson He get that touchdown, and what do you think it meant to the program as a whole? Because it seemed like everybody really got behind him.
Well, he's one of our favorites, and good young man. And going into the games, we just felt like if we got a lead in the fourth quarter, we wanted to play young players. And I told Zach, I said, "Hey, let's put the guy in. Let's see what he can do." Now, in my mind, I thought, well, we're going to put him in and we're going to let him run the ball. I didn't know we were going to keep a whole series in there. And all of a sudden, the guy's still in the game. I said, "Is he the running back?" And they go, "Yeah." So he got some handoffs. He actually, I thought he was going to get 1 or 2 carries. And okay. But he stayed in there and fought him. And I thought all the players, it was just fun to watch all the players surround him after he scored. And obviously he got the game ball, gave him his first touchdown. So that was fun to do that.
2 more questions, Jeff.
To go back to Taylor for a minute, we talked about him last week and how he almost broke one and how he told you he was going to. What did it do when he actually did it, and what was the boost that provide for this entire game?
Well, I think it set the tone to start fast because we felt the energy, and I can't say enough about Kevin Summer. When you watch his teams compete here at home, they played SC, lost by 4. They played Colorado and really that was a tight game. The score doesn't indicate it. They actually had 2 opportunities in the red zone to tie them up, and one they didn't make, and the other one the guy threw an interception. But through the injuries, through guys opting out, how hard they played. And so I told our team, I said, look, they're going to have energy. They're going to play hard. They're like us. They want to win a football game. And I said, we have to start out fast. We have to make sure we can match their energy. And I never imagined 108-yard touchdown. I mean, when he caught it, I was like, I know he's coming out. And when he went to the middle and he broke to the right, I went, uh-oh. And once I saw nobody there, the bad angles, I said, he ain't gonna catch this guy. He's gonna run. And I was just hoping there wasn't a penalty, and there was not. So got good block.
Last question, Cameron.
Hey, Coach, congrats on the win. Congrats on just getting through the season. This might be a loaded question, but when you look back on it, you've been doing this a long time. What did you learn about yourself as a coach? Did you do anything differently? Did something surprise you? And just what are the emotions to get through it and to see that clock hit 0?
Well, I think it was an emotional deal in the sense that I knew the burden that the players were carrying and how they felt and how this thing started when we got canceled on March the 8th. And at one point, the season was postponed. We didn't know if we weren't going to play until the spring. And then all of a sudden, they said, we're going to play. And then the schedules changed and all these, and they had to deal with it every week. I was telling them another story until finally we got to play. And then we lose the way we did our first game. And then have to wait again another 3 weeks to get started again. And so all the emotions of that, and coaches as well, I felt it. I could see it in their eyes. And to their credit, they stayed positive. And that was my job, to come in the building every day and make sure that I kept them up and kept them having hope that we'll get through this. And if we just keep doing the things and just keep grinding and just pay. And the speech I gave the team today was kind of interesting. I talked about team and what team meant and the trust you have to have for each other when you go through things like this. And I think it resonated with them. I really do. And they took it and really played well today.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys. God bless you.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.